Right, I think that's working. So, trying something new. I do loads of streaming, mucking about, playing games. Well, I don't do loads of streaming, although I do at the moment. But yeah, I do a bunch of streaming of games and I record video games and stuff like that on my Not Being a Grown Up channel. And I was mucking about with some stuff today and I thought I'd actually just like, because I got OBS set up on my Mac, most of the stuff I do is on the Windows machine down there that's all set up for VR and everything. But because I got OBS set up on the Mac as well, I thought I'd just like have a muck about with. I'm gonna stand here and write some code for a wee while, and like, why the devil not stream it or something like that, right? So what I'm planning on doing, it's what is it? Just coming up at 6. I just want to chill for a bit, doing some coding, like no more than an hour, before I think about having some dinner and stuff like that, and probably stream some Death Stranding, which I'm really back into at the moment, playing the director's cut. Actually, let me just try a thing. There we go. No point in looking at the code while I'm waffling at the camera. I need to remember the camera's there as well, don't I? So yeah, my plan is, so anyway, let's get to the thing I'm going to try and do. So I actually have a app called Unboard, which was a thing that I wrote 18 months ago or something like that, I think it was. And I've kind of neglected it. It was a mucking about with textual, just getting to know things and stuff like that. And as happens with various repositories and the like, it's got a bit stale. So I wanted to at least spend half an hour or something like that testing this setup that I've mucked about with in terms of just being able to do a little bit of streaming and everything while coding. And so it's a test of that as much as anything else. But also I just want to tidy up the repository and everything and get it into a state where it's just because like Python 3.12 wasn't a thing when, well, it was a thing, but it was like in beta or whatever, but it wasn't actually officially released at the time I did this. So I just need to set up, need to tidy up the setup and all that kind of stuff and everything, and just check it still works. Also, I think it's pinned to a pretty old version of Textual, so I want to fix that. And also, I'm probably going to make it installable via Homebrew. So it should be fairly simple and straightforward. And then at some point in the future, what I may do is actually not like while I'm sat here, I'm actually standing desk. While I'm stood here, I'm not going to do this bit now, but at some point in the near future, I'll probably, I don't know, tinker with it and add some new stuff. I mean, so much stuff has been added to Textual since I wrote this code. As I say, it's like at least a year back that I did anything with this. That, yeah, it's kind of all moved on and stuff. So let's have a look. I don't know if I'm just looking at the copy of the stream there. I tend to actually code with a fairly small font while I still have viable eyesight. I tend to try and make the most of it and try and fit as much stuff on the screen as possible as well. So it could be it doesn't actually show up very well when streaming, who knows, but that's part of the reason why I'm doing this test. So let's just grab a little terminal window and bring it over here. That'll do the job. Get OBS back there where I can see it. Right, what was I going to do? Also, I want to see just how noisy my keyboard is. I do have a clacky Keychron K8. K8? Yes, K8. Keychron K8 keyboard, which I do really like, but having the microphone there in front of me and everything might be a bit loud, so it's a test of that as well. Although maybe actually hearing the keyboard is part of the fun. Right, what am I doing? So, first things first, it's running, so that's a thing. Right, let us you can never type when someone else is watching, right? Let's just do some dependency updates. See how this goes. Right. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Let's see if it still runs. Right, there we go. Tested. Perfect, right. Let's have a look. What I should do actually is just stash that for a moment. Call it revamp. No, I want it off main and call it revamp. There we go. Right, cool. And then I can pop that stash. We're good. Right, that will have gone up. So we got some dependencies updated at least. Right, let's have a look at the state of this pip file. This is going back a ways. Okay, so I was using 3.11. Right, first things first, textual does not have this dev malarkey anymore. So I'll get rid of that. I'm using that board API. That's still okay and all good. I'm not using vermin anymore. I'll get rid of that. It's kind of strange doing this because it's not quite my usual sort of layout. I'm just testing things. So I tend to have I've got two screens in front of me. You can't see them obviously, but I'm pointing at them. But on that screen I tend to have Emacs, and on that screen I tend to have the terminal. But I just was kind of, it made more sense to just stream the one screen kind of thing. Right, got rid of vermin, so that's good. It's always good to do that, right? Oops. It's this weird thing of if anyone actually, so the whole thing of actually streaming coding, live coding, all that kind of stuff and everything. I've watched a few people do it over the years, and actually it's kind of interesting. I remember back in the day, Notch doing it when he was, whatever that thing was that he was working on as his follow-up to Minecraft. I forgot the name of it now. Something 10C or something like that. I can't actually remember what it was. It was going to be No Man's Sky, but voxely, that kind of thing. I remember him actually sort of streaming himself coding that quite often, and that was sort of fun. I did sometimes watch that. Right, lost my window. There we go. So removed vermin. That's good. Next thing is, what did I have? Oh, I know what I want to do. What do I want to? Oh, holy shit! This is still using setup.cfg, isn't it? Oh my god, it's even using a CSS file as well. I think this is about the only textual application I ever did that actually shipped with the CSS file. I kind of fell out with using those fairly quickly. I actually like having my CSS in my application. So, oh God, do I want to do the conversion? I suppose. I don't know if build is even going to complain about that. I should probably do it. It's just, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just like, do I want to faff around with doing that now? Let's get some. Oh, this is going to be unblackified code as well, isn't it? I should probably install some black. Let's add that as well. Right, and let's borrow. Hang on. Let's borrow that from there as well. That should be good. Yeah, looks about right. This is going to be a little bit all over the place. I just realised the enormity of the job. Just in so much as this is such an old repository and I spent quite a bit of time. No, not quite. I haven't spent quite a bit of time over the last year or so. Like how I actually put together a repository and everything has sort of changed a bit. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? That. Nobody judge me for my rather lazy Sunday evening git commit messages. Right. So look at this. This make file is going to be a wee bit behind how I do things now. So let's borrow one of my newer make files. And it all should work just by changing that there. So for starters, it should still run. No. I can't spell. There we go. Pity's sake, Dave. Right, so that should have most of the things. Yes, right. So let's so that's the make file revamped. Right. Textual is pinned, so let's get bold. Actually thinking about it. That's what I wanted. Okay, so we do have the latest one. Anyway, so that greater equal to 50. What did I say that was? 52.1. So we know that works okay. That's cool. So we got that. Definitely going to have to swap away. I should really move over the whole Pi project TOML thing and everything. I've been in my later more recent repositories have been doing setup.cfg, just because I'm old and slow. Let's also say we're good with Python 3.12. Okay. I think that's the worst of it. Actually, no. There is the worst now. Okay, so let's just do. Let's run the setup again. That should have installed the pre-commit. Let's make the code ugly. Probably it's a whole bunch of. I've kind of changed the way I format my code and everything over the past year or so. I don't. There's various things about the way that Black works, Pepe in general, I suppose. There's various things about that I don't particularly like, but I've got used to it. I'm on board with the whole. It's designed so nobody likes it, so everyone's equally put out approach to it. So yeah, I've sort of embraced it. Right, it's rejig the ordering of some of the imports because of ISORT, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Why have you put that there? It should be there. Fairly sharp. It looks like it's behaved a bit. Let's try that again. Yay. Right, that's the code blackified. We are now committed to that. Deep joy, deep joy, deep joy. I got that the wrong way around. Ooh, something didn't like. Try again. Something didn't like something in Emacs then. Oh yeah. Always do that. Always do that. Should be that. Oh right. Yeah. Didn't run black over that, did it? Okay. Have you made a mess of my... I'm going to throw that away anyway. Let's just see how far we can get with it at the moment. So far so good. New lines are not allowed in summary and will break in future. Which one's the summary? It's probably again down to me using setup.py, right? Right. Where have I got a new line? Oh, is it the description? It's probably because of the new line in there. I should stop. Well, I could kind of fix that, couldn't I? But I actually should stop trying to be clever. Oh, didn't want to do that. Didn't do that. Yeah, that was it. That was it. How are we doing for time? As I say, I just wanted to do this as a little test, see how it goes. I'm actually surprised that that's worked. Oh, but that's just the packaging. Oh no, probably will work. Actually, is it because I'm still using setup utils rather than build? No, that can't be it. This is the problem with Python packaging and stuff like that. Is like you sort of. Oh no, it is working. It's one of those things you set up once and then don't pay any attention to it anymore. Let's just have a look at. Yeah, it should be more like that. Should be more like that. Should I do that now? I don't know if I can be bothered to do that now. Probably should do that now. Like, that would be the non-lazy thing to do, wouldn't it? Oh, no, I wanted... that's it. It's pyproject.toml, isn't it? That it then needs... Oops, didn't do that. Let's go for it. Did. What have I changed? Oh yeah, description. Description. Cool. Something went bing. What went bing? Oh no, I managed to kill all my terminals somehow. I swear that's twice today. I've had Kitty disappear on me, and I don't know if I'm just instinctively hitting Command Q or something else has gone on. Lost my train of thought there now. Oh, come on, fingers. Sit in the right place on the keyboard. Okay, I wanted to copy that. And then I imagine there's a tool for doing this. Shall I copy another one, or this is another one of those jobs where you do it once every so often, and then you end up doing it the long way on those 2 or 3 times a year that you end up actually doing it. copy. Let's just do a bit of copy paste because that never goes wrong. That never ever goes wrong. Don't need you. Stop there. README is going to be that. That's going to be that. That's that. All those. It is GPL3. Right, classifiers. Just copy them over, right? Looks about right. And then this is going to be, oops, right, need to spell this correctly. My fingers have got this weird thing about not typing board correctly. Right, so far so good, so far so good. What else does it need? Entry point, okay. So Python 3.10, am I looking at the right one? Yes, I am. Python 3.10. Not using that. Still using the old XDG. I think that's about right at the moment. I should probably bump that up, actually, because XDG has changed. Yeah, so well, whatever it was I deleted there, they've changed the name of it. For no really obvious good reason. They've made some changes to the code that is not backwardly compatible with a certain version of Python. I just realised that I may have got that entry point wrong. Where's the entry point? Where's the entry point? Board app run. Yes, it's not right. It's that. Oh. Not using HTTPX either, is it? This is why you shouldn't just copy and paste stuff. Right. Nothing left from the copy and the paste. Right, there's no setup.py anymore. So actually, let's close that. Okay. This is my surprised face. I wasn't expecting that to work first time. I should probably be sensible and go and get some dinner on soon. I think this is sort of working. As in, the worst of the things that I needed to get tidied up are tidied up. Oh no, I've done it. I realise I'm kind of saying things out. I do this when I'm streaming games or recording games. I'll be like, ooh, yeah, but, and finish half a sentence, and then I'm already like thinking of another thing and forget to say it out loud. Okay, right, yes, I am making, when I make the package ready for upload, I do make the source package as well. That was a thing I wasn't doing with most of my stuff. It didn't seem necessary. I mean, you know, the sources on GitHub and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't pay it much attention. And then a week or so back, I finally cracked and did some stuff regarding making my stuff installable via Homebrew, or at least if you tap into my tab. I'm not over keen on Homebrew naming and convention because it's just hard to remember it. I'm not opposed to what it's parroting, what it's mirroring, or whatever. And the commitment to a naming scheme is admirable, but like I can't remember what all the different parts are. Right, what was I doing? So yeah, that will package the source as well, which means if I then decide to actually make this installable via Homebrew, then I'm all good. I think that's actually tidied and looking a bit better. There's a lot of things I'd like to change with the user interface of this. As I say, it's a bit of a, I mean, it's little things like I've kind of fallen out with the whole this thing of being able to resize the header in textual apps. Not over keen on that. In most of my apps I've actually disabled that. I tend to get rid of this little icon here that pulls up the command palette. 2-3 of my apps do use the command palette quite heavily. One of them I don't use it at all. So I don't know, maybe I'll keep that there for this. Would it be useful? Yeah, that's the thing I can do with this, is actually add some commands to the command palette, so you know, mimic these buttons and stuff. But also just the general user interface, I'm not overly keen on here. It was a test of things, you know, just like trying some stuff out. This was when we were still, you know, as a team trying to get a feel for what a textual app would often look like and things like that. Do excuse me, the Homebrew's repeating. Like the light dark mode thing in the footer. I'm not a massive fan of that these days. I'm okay with having the light dark mode and that, but I feel like it's one of those things that's probably better done as a config option or done via the command palette again, that kind of thing. I do like how these filters work, but I'm not over keen on what, I don't know what I was doing here. We may have still been having problems with height auto on containers or something like that. So there's a reason why there's a big space here, I guess. So I should probably revamp that dialogue as well at some point. I do like the little slide in, slide out thing. I think I went through 2 or 3 iterations of this, just having fun with where it will. I think I had it coming in at the top at one point, and then kind of coming in at the side, but sticking to the side as a, you kind of. Actually, yeah, I think I may have even had it as one of those sort of pop-in draw things at one point. But eventually I kind of settled on it looks kind of funky having it come in as a dialogue that just kind of like slides in, gets your info, and then slides back out again. But yeah, this thing up here, not massively keen on. But we'll see. Oop. That's not, that little jitter thing you saw there, that's not a textual thing, that's a kitty thing. It sort of sometimes gets a bit confused when you send scroll messages, things like that, when you're using the scroll pad. Right, okay, well, I think that'll do for now. As I say, this was as much about actually just testing this setup and see if I kind of like it and everything, and see if it works well, and I'll kind of watch it back, see if like the text in my editor's visible, viewable, that kind of thing. I should probably also pay attention to some of the streaming parameters as well. When I very first streamed games off my Windows box using OBS, YouTube was doing an awful lot of compression and things like that. And there was compression happening in OBS as well, I think, that meant that the resulting video wasn't as crisp and as clear as it could be. So I'm actually going to be interested to see if this comes through okay on YouTube anyway, or like does it end up looking just like a murky mess, and if not, if it looks okay, then fair enough. But I'd rather, if it doesn't look okay, then I'll do a little bit of mucking about with OBS streaming settings. I think I got a note somewhere where I made a record of what I was using for streaming from VR on my Windows box via OBS. So I can probably crib off that and start from there and see how it goes. Maybe even write a little blog post about it, actually, just in case it's ever helpful to anyone else. I should probably search to see if someone else has done that. I'm sure there's some prior art there. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here because I can feel my tummy's starting to rumble, and I need to head into the kitchen, do a wee bit of tidying up, and get some dinner on. So I don't think there's anyone out there watching. I didn't advertise this in any way, shape or form, quite deliberately, because I didn't know how well this was going to go. This is purely a test for my own interest, really. As I say, it's about because I got a microphone here. There's a microphone just in front of me. This kind of microphone, and I've got it behind the keyboard because having it in the way, I'd keep hitting it and stuff like that. Normally if I'm on a call with someone, I'll have the microphone a lot closer, so I just wanted to make sure that it would pick my voice up properly, just that little distance away, but also how clattery the keyboard may be and all that kind of stuff. So as I say, yeah, this is as much about testing this for myself as anything else. I don't think anyone's been looking in. I doubt anyone will be watching. But on the off chance there is someone watching this right now, thanks for looking over my shoulder and all that kind of stuff. And I'll probably leave this up unless it's a horrific mess. I'll probably leave it on the channel. In which case, if you're someone watching it at some point in the future, what's wrong with you? Why were you watching me just do this experiment? But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I've quite enjoyed doing this. Maybe I'll do this again. I can't imagine I'd do it that often, but maybe when I'm playing around, certainly doing some maintenance on existing applications, I can see myself doing that. Probably not with brand new things I'm developing, because trying to explain what you're doing while you're actually trying to figure out what the hell it is you're trying to do anyway probably wouldn't be that interesting. I haven't done any coding here really during this session. Obviously this has just been tweaking build config data and all that kind of stuff. So it remains to be seen how well it would work to record and talk and things like that while actually writing code. Writing code to do something that I'm fairly clear on what I want to do on an existing app would make sense. Like, for example, my Hacker News client, I want to do a proper dialogue just for doing the config and stuff like that, because at the moment you just edit a config file. So it'd be quite interesting to actually use that as a test of coding, because I know what I want to do. I just want to lay out dialogue with some input fields and labels, and let's say an OK button and a cancel button, fairly standard fare. So that could be a good one, because it doesn't take much thought to decide what to do, which would probably be a fairly low effort thing to do that made sense, words and things. Anyway, yes, so if there's anyone watching, thanks for watching, and if anyone happens to catch this recording in the future, thanks for watching that as well, and maybe I'll do this again. See you later.